as it's Friday, as it's movie day, it is time. Time to speak to Van Connor, my movie man. And I know you've probably guessed my Gone in 6 Seconds right already. I'll be disappointed if you haven't, Van. Have you got it right?
Of course I have, and I know I'm correct because it gave me one of my very favourite American dad jokes. So that's all I'll say. I will spoil nothing.
Yeah, do not say any more.
It's a classic, though.
So, of course, your job has changed over the last 6 months or so, because, well, 3 months, because you normally get onto the red carpet, all the premieres, you get to see the films before us, then you write about them and tell us how amazing or how horribly boring they are. But now you are obviously not able to do that, so you're coming on to talk about stuff that is out for us to stream that's quite new stuff as well, which is great.
Well, now I'm on a very nice cream-coloured carpet instead of a red one, so I get to do all this from home now. So it's a whole new world, and I'm going to tell you about 2 films that you can watch in your own home from today. I'm going to start with a documentary you can watch on digital from today. It's called On the Record. It is directed by Kirby Dick and Amy Ziering. They've worked together for a long time. She was the producer on a number of his films. Given the subject matter of this one, she's gone behind the camera, directorial capacity as well. I know Kirby Dick from The Invisible War and a really great film industry documentary called This Film Is Not Yet Rated. This is the story of Drew Dixon, who came forward in 2017 with allegations against the godfather of hip-hop, Russell Simmons. Allegations of sexual assaults. I believe she's one of the first African-American women to come forward at the beginning of the Me Too scandal, which, of course, was something of a big moment racially as well. The film chronicles what it was that inspired her to finally come forward after keeping this secret for, effectively, at that point, I think it was 22 years since the assault.
Wow.
How that had led her to leave the industry, to then return and then leave the industry again. And I've got a clip for you that sort of sets the tone of what you're in for here.
That's one of the beautiful things about the music industry. There was a lot of mobility for women, but at the same time, there was tremendous amount of sexual harassment.
You didn't get a lot of sympathy for that. That was considered the price of admission. I didn't tell that many people about what happened with Russell. He just grabbed me. He just grabbed me. And I'm saying no. I was reduced to nothing in that moment. Nothing about anything that makes me who I am mattered.
Wow, this sounds really, really good and almost like it should be vital viewing for everybody.
It absolutely is. It's a really harrowing documentary. I mean, on a more superficial level as well, because it's happened to someone who's been responsible for such greatness within that genre. You get to experience some of the records that she was the brains behind, and you think, wow, it's fascinating. Someone at that level. And then, of course, you get to the issues that this really wants to probe. Those are issues surrounding what it calls race loyalty versus justice, issues like light privilege and things like that. There are issues that I had honestly never considered before. I think it's a genuinely fascinating documentary. I think it manages to cram more into a tight and tidy 95 minutes than Surviving R. Kelly has done in 2 seasons, for instance. And it's exactly as harrowing. Fascinating film. Absolutely check that out. That's on digital from today. I can't recommend that highly enough.
Next, what has Pierce Brosnan, Dan Stevens, Demi Lovato, Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams all got in common?
They've all been to Eurovision, Mr. Bull. Shall we have a clip of what happens when you basically do Blades of Glory at Eurovision on Netflix? It sounds an awful lot like this.
All of Iceland thinks
we are a joke.
That's not true.
And my father is ashamed of me.
No, he's not.
He looked me into the eyes and said, I am ashamed of you.
Maybe he was drunk.
He said, and you might think that I'm drunk, but I am dead sober.
Idiot.
Officially, Fire Saga will be representing Iceland at Eurovision this year.
I hate them.
Absolutely terrible. They're old, disgusting people. But we have no choice.
So we're in. Yep.
Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. Tell me, is it as good as it looks?
It's as good as it looks. It's as good as actually watching the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, I'm not a fan of the Eurovision Song Contest, so I actually liked this more. I think it's good fun. There's not as great a hit-to-miss ratio. It's not a great hit factor as Blades of Glory had, for instance. But you have to make that comparison because the film is very, very similar. Ferrell's a lot of fun. Rachel McAdams is the standout star. Dan Stevens is a blast. Max points, though, to Pierce Brosnan for going going against type and just playing it in the broadest comedic way he could. Even Mamma Mia didn't get this out of him. Do watch this. It's on Netflix from today. It's got one of the best soundtracks you'll have heard in ages.
Amazing. Out of 10?
Out of 10, I'll give this a solid 7. A 7. It's not a 9 like Blades of Glory, but it's a good solid 7.
Right, good choice. I like that, and I like the score. I will be diving into that this weekend if I get time. We can't talk Eurovision without playing a bit of ABBA. Thank you very much, Van.
Until the next time, good stuff.